Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my special delivery kitty, Heart Enamel Pin. This is design number 15 in my Cute Cat Monthly Pin Club, so if you join the Pin Club before February 22nd, 2023, this will be the first pin that you receive. I have a link to the Pin Club in the description below, and with that said, let's get into the design. The idea for this pin came to me last August. I had just recently finished the design work for the delivery raven, and I kind of had that little bubble mailer stuck in my head. And I saw a fellow pin maker, Alicia Gitter, who runs Robot Dragon Studios. She had an illustration on her Facebook group of a corgi being carried by balloons, and there was a black cat on top of the balloons with its claws out like it was about to pop the balloons. First off, extremely cute drawing. But, I said, hey, now I feel like I need to do a black cat being carried by some balloons. And she was like, go for it. And I was like, okay, cool. I started doing my little sketches, and I just immediately fell in love with the concept of this kitty floating along with the balloons, holding a little first-class bubble mailer. So I got to working on it, and the big thing with this design for me was making sure that the body language of the cat felt passive and like the weight distribution was correct. Growing up, I had a cat who was like a rag doll when you picked him up. He'd just melt in your arms. He loved being held. And that's kind of the body language that I wanted to portray with this particular pin design. I wanted the cat to really feel like he was just chilling out, going at the whim of the wind. He's being carried by balloons, so it's not like he has a choice of where he goes. He's holding onto your package, and he's just hoping that he's going to drift over where you live so that he can drop it off for you. So I feel like once I started getting the weight distribution feeling correct, the whole pin design just kind of fell together really well. I did 3 kind of cartoony red balloons. I made sure that I angled the 2 that were on the outside, just like the lines would angle them, since they're being pulled kind of toward the center there. Something that I thought of as I was working on this, I have just thin lines, like for the string, but I had a concern that connection point was going to be too thin for connecting the upper half of the pin and the lower half of the pin. I've had thin pins before break in the mail, so what I decided on doing was I thought it would be a good idea to thicken those lines up, and I actually, in the final design, I end up putting kind of like a little bowstring, like a little knot tied there as well, to kind of just thicken the part where that upper part and the lower part of the pin join each other, and I think that worked out really well. The other thing that's interesting about this design, like I had to do with the delivery raven, the labeling on that first-class package, I had to have that done as screen printing, just because those details are too small to really get done through the enamel process. I mean, this design was just so fun to work on, though. The idea of just there being this kitty with a little belt, and there's balloons tied to the belt, and he's just, floating along, ready to drop off your pin. It's also kind of meta. I mean, he's a delivery kitty, and, he's going to arrive to your house in a bubble mailer, much like the one that he's carrying. So I just find this to be a joyful pin to look at. I really enjoy it a lot. My kids think it's the funniest thing. They joke about how he's just up there floating around, just waiting for the wind to blow in the right direction. So, it's already accomplishing its goal of bringing joy to people. So I hope that you enjoy the look of this pin. If you're a member of the club, I can't wait to get this into your hands because it's just so cute in person. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I will have a new video each time I release a new pin. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.